August 14, 1947. A date that would forever change the course of history in South Asia. Picture this. The British Empire, after centuries of telling everyone what to do, finally decides to leave South Asia. The sun was setting on the empire where the sun never set. It's like that friend who throws a party and then dips out early, leaving you with all the mess. Only this time the mess was an entire subcontinent. The problem is they split the place into two countries, India and Pakistan. A line drawn on a map, but a scar on the land. Imagine trying to divide your apartment with your roommate after a breakup. Now multiply that by millions of people. It's messy, right? Now Pakistan wasn't just one piece of land. It was two bits, East and West Pakistan, separated by thousands of miles of India. A logistical nightmare. Picture a delicious samosa with India as the filling. Not exactly practical, right? But that was the reality. But hey, at least they had a country, which was more than what most people getting rid of colonialism could say at the time. A new beginning, albeit a complicated one. They were led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a sharp-dressed lawyer whose face is now on everything in Pakistan, from money to airport murals, a symbol of their newfound identity. Think of him as Pakistan's George Washington, but with better fashion sense. A leader who embodied their aspirations. The early days were tough. The birth of a nation is never easy. Millions of people were displaced and violence erupted. It was a human tragedy on an unprecedented scale. It was like trying to move your entire life across the world with just a suitcase and a prayer, a journey filled with uncertainty and fear. But amidst the chaos there was hope, a resilient spirit that refused to be broken. Pakistan, against all odds, was born, a testament to the enduring human spirit. The partition of India and Pakistan was like trying to draw a straight line through a plate of biryani, messy and impossible to please everyone. The decision to split the country along religious lines led to chaos and confusion, with families torn apart and communities divided overnight. Millions of people found themselves on the wrong side of the border, leading to one of the largest mass migrations in human history. Entire villages were uprooted and people had to leave behind their homes, their memories and their lives. Imagine the line at the DMV, but a million times worse, and with a lot more at stake. People waited for days, sometimes weeks, in the scorching heat, hoping to cross the newly drawn borders safely. The violence that followed was horrific. Neighbor turned against neighbor, and the streets ran red with blood as communal tensions erupted into brutal clashes. Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs, who had lived together for centuries, turned on each other. The bonds of brotherhood were shattered, replaced by fear and mistrust. It was a dark chapter in the history of both nations. The scars of partition are still felt today, a painful reminder of the cost of division. But from the ashes of partition, Pakistan began to build a new identity. The people showed remarkable resilience, coming together to forge a new path forward. They had their own flag, their own anthem, and most importantly, their own cricket team. Cricket became a symbol of national pride and unity, because what's a new country without a good cricket rivalry, right? The matches between India and Pakistan became legendary, a new battleground for national pride. The partition had a profound impact on Pakistan's psyche. It was a time of great upheaval, but also of great determination. It instilled a sense of resilience and a determination to succeed against all odds. The people of Pakistan worked tirelessly to rebuild their nation from the ground up. It also sowed the seeds of a complex relationship with India, one marked by both conflict and a shared history. The legacy of partition continues to shape the subcontinent to this day. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, or should I say, the wars on the subcontinent. These conflicts have shaped the region in ways that are often overlooked. Pakistan and India have had their fair share of disagreements, some more heated than others. These disagreements have often escalated into full-blown wars. They've gone to war more times than most couples have argued about whose turn it is to take out the trash. The intensity and frequency of these conflicts are staggering. There was the 1947 war over Kashmir, a region so beautiful everyone wanted a piece. This conflict set the stage for future hostilities. Think of it as the South Asian Switzerland, but with more tension. The stakes were incredibly high for both nations. Then came the 1965 war, which ended in a stalemate. Neither side could claim a decisive victory. It's like both sides went to a duel, fired their guns in the air and then declared victory. The tension remained unresolved. And then, there was 1971, which saw East Pakistan break away to become Bangladesh. this was a significant turning point. Imagine your roommate moving out, only they take half the country with them. The separation was both dramatic and impactful. These wars had a profound impact on Pakistan, shaping its foreign policy, its military, and its national identity. The consequences were far-reaching. They also highlighted the human cost of conflict, the scars of which remain visible to this day. The legacy of these wars continues to influence the region. Section 4. From Dictatorship to Democracy, a round trip. Pakistan's political journey has been a bit like a roller coaster ride, full of ups, downs, and unexpected twists. They've had periods of military rule where generals traded their uniforms for suits and ran the country like their own personal fiefdom. Think of it as a company where the CEO keeps staging coups to stay in charge. Then there were moments of democracy where people actually got to choose their leaders, a novel concept, I know. One of the most significant figures in Pakistan's political history was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Charismatic, controversial, and with a penchant for dramatic speeches, Bhutto was like the Pakistani version of a Kennedy. If a Kennedy nationalized industries and had a complicated relationship with the military, Bhutto's daughter, Benazir Bhutto, would later become the first female prime minister of a Muslim-majority country, a remarkable achievement in a patriarchal society. Her story, however, would be tragically cut short, but we'll get to that later. Section 5. The Bhutto Dynasty, Hope, Tragedy, Repeat. The Bhuttos were to Pakistan what the Kardashians are to reality TV, impossible to ignore, always in the headlines and surrounded by a perpetual cloud of drama. Benazir Bhutto, with her charisma and Oxford education, offered a glimmer of hope in a country often shrouded in darkness. She was young, she was glamorous, and she promised to bring democracy back to Pakistan. Her time in office, however, was a mixed bag of successes and setbacks. She faced opposition from the military, struggled with corruption allegations, and was eventually dismissed from office. But even after exile, she remained a potent symbol of hope for many Pakistanis. Her return to Pakistan in 2007 was met with jubilant crowds, but it ended in tragedy. She was assassinated during a political rally, plunging the country into chaos and grief. The Bhutto dynasty, much like the Kennedys, seemed to be touched by both destiny and tragedy in equal measure. Section 6. Cricket, Corruption, and the Struggle for Stability. Pakistan in the 21st century has been a nation trying to find its footing. On one hand, you have a young, vibrant population obsessed with cricket, Bollywood, and the latest TikTok trends. On the other hand, you have the constant struggle against terrorism, political instability, and corruption. It's like trying to bake a cake while riding a roller coaster. Despite the challenges, Pakistanis have shown remarkable resilience. They faced down natural disasters, economic crises, and a relentless wave of terrorism. And through it all, they've never lost their sense of humor. Because if you can't laugh at your problems, what can you do? Pakistan today is a country of contradictions, a place where hope and despair often coexist. It's a nation grappling with its past while trying to build a better future. Section 7. Pakistan today, a nation finding its feet. So, where does Pakistan stand today? It's a nation still figuring things out, trying to balance economic growth with social progress. It's a country with a young population eager to embrace the future, but held back by the constraints of the past. Think of it as a startup with a great idea, but still working out the kinks. Despite the challenges, there's a sense of cautious optimism in the air. Pakistanis are increasingly engaged in the political process, demanding better governance and accountability. The media is vibrant and free, often holding a mirror to society's ills, and the younger generation is more connected to the world than ever before thanks to the internet and social media. Pakistan's story is far from over. It's a nation with immense potential waiting to be unlocked. It's a country that has often been defined by its challenges, but whose greatest triumphs may still lie ahead. So watch this space because Pakistan is just getting started.